What's up YouTube? This is Amy's Bro, and for this video we're going to tell a story. Now, I want you to think about something. When I started on YouTube, my channel was about gaming and anime. Especially gaming, because I am a gamer. I've been around gaming all my life. I've been around music all my life too. And anime really came into my life probably in 1997. But the story in which we're going to, the story we're about to tell here tells in some respects why I don't want to say upset with the gaming community, but I want you to try and understand some things. So, a couple days ago, we had a situation on Facebook. Well, it's not really a situation, but on Facebook, a friend of mine had a post, and that post read, "Sometimes the video game collecting scene really depresses me. At times." And I said to that person, why do you think I go to collecting what I collect now? Which is more world music CDs. Asian music CDs specifically, in some cases. And recently, this person called me, and it was the completionist, Derek Ward. And we got into a discussion about it, and the man started to get emotional about it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now that when a friend of mine starts getting emotional over the subject, that shows his passion for it. The reason he got emotional is because he knows that sometimes he'll see somebody pick up a game, but they'll have paid a lot of money for it. So his question that he would ask the person is, well, are you going to play that game? And they'll look at them and they'll reply, no. Well, then what is the point of owning said game? Think about that. You buy games to play them, not to have them as trophies or not to sit there and stare at them like, in a second, I'm about to show you something spread across my floor, and there's a reason that it's sitting on the floor. And I'm going to not necessarily tell you a story about every band, but I'm going to maybe tell you a little bit about how I got into some of them, because what you're going to find out is there's a lot of people I owe an enormous amount of thanks for. And they know who they are. But I'm going to name them at least by their screen names on another website, and I hope to God that they watch this video. So, I'm going to tell you that there's about 40 plus CDs sitting here. I'm not going to go through all of them, but you'll see a good portion of them. But you'll see them all, trust me. Ready? Let's roll, kids. Okay, if we look on our floor here, we're going to call this the floor of music for a second. From top to bottom, you will notice that, yeah kids, we turn Japanese. Japanese and Korean specifically. Or Taiwanese. Is that nationality. Anyway, here's the point. If you look straight across, from top to bottom, what you will notice, like I said, is 3 years of collecting. For anyone who's curious, yes, that's as long as I've known Derek Ward. But take a look. There's over 40-some music CDs here. There's a whopping 5 games down here. Now, let's be fair here. There should be 3 PS4 games, but I beat Knack and I reviewed that one already for you. These 3 are still here because they were import games and I wasn't turning them into GameStop. Because I don't think you can anyway. But I thought I would take the time to go up over some of these. And we got a card just drove by. And tell you maybe a little bit about the fandoms that I've come across. Take the very top row for a minute. Whoops. The very top row, if you can see that, those are CDs from a group called Alice 9. Well, I actually effed up because one of them is actually supposed to be on the top row and there's an Iyabi CD there. But if you look, almost every CD there, I swear to God, this was by, in some cases by accident, in some cases intentional, a limited edition. Matter of fact, the one that's in red, the Gemini CD, see if I can grab it for you real quick. If I can do a split without fucking this up. Fuck it, can't grab it. I tried, but my knee gave on me. Anyway. Oh, that hurts like a son of a bitch. Anyway, that's a CD from Taiwan. It's an international copy. Believe it or not, that's a slipcover. That's pretty cool. Most of these, if not all of them, I think, have a DVD with them. That one's really cool because usually any DVDs I have are 2 regions. All or number 2, which is Japan. That specific one is region 3, which is Taiwan's in that region. Pretty neat, isn't it? And then you look across the bottom row. Well, there's 3 singles from the group Claris, or the duo Claris, which, by the way, is got a hold of record, some type of record on YouTube for having their videos ripped down by people on by YouTube long before the copyright bullshit was going on. Because you see, what was going on was people were uploading. See that middle one? Well, the middle one is called Irony. You may not be able to see it, and I'm sorry I can't get in closer. But the middle one's called Irony. Well, people were taking that single and uploading it like a son of a bitch. Guess what was happening to it every time it got uploaded? Rip. No, I'm not kidding you. Any one of the singles that got uploaded pretty much got ripped off of YouTube. And then we get down. By the way, the Alice 9 fan number 6s are very popular on Tumblr. In the top row. If you look on the third row, you have the Gazette. You have, from the ones that I have, Beautiful Deformity, which is their newest CD, which actually had a North American release on November 12th. You have Division, which came out last year, around the same time. You have Fadeless. That's the single. That's the limited edition single, by the way. The standard edition had a green sleeve. And then, of course, you have Nil, which actually, if I remember correctly, the North American rights belong to a company called Matter Music, MARU. If we look a little closer, on that end is a group called Jupiter. Now, are they important? Yes, because if you look straight down here, we have a group called Versailles. or the Versailles Philharmonic Quintet as we know them in the United States. Well, here's a fun one for you. This group is essentially the same thing as Jupiter. Now, why do I say that? Well, you see, let me grab it for you. The members of this group are in this group. The only difference is the lead singer. You see, they went on hiatus at the end of 2012. Well, in April 1st, perfectly enough, four of the members, Yuki, Masashi, Teru, and Hizaki, formed a new group called Jupiter. And they got a new lead singer. His name's Zin. He's on Twitter, by the way. Well, the former lead singer, this guy, Komajio, who, by the way, I had the pleasure of going to a live stream for when the CD was coming, when the single was coming out, he decided he was going to have a solo career. Well, technically it's his second one, splitting hairs. And there's actually a really funny story, which I'll tell in an individual video, about his live stream and me. It was kind of funny. But he decided he was going to go on his own solo career. His first CD came out August 28th, this single, which actually came out the same day. Well, he announced his was coming out August 20th first. Then Jupiter decided they were going to try and cock block him and have their CD come out the same day. Yeah, guess who won the pony on that one, kids? I'll give you 3 guesses. Right there. Especially in North America. Komajio ruled, apparently. He held court here, which is why I refer to the United States of America as the USFK, United States of Komajio. But anyway, so that's what happened there. Now there's a lot more bullshit that a lot of people probably don't know, but whatever. But that was actually pretty neat, don't you think? Now here's the thing. Put this back real quick. He was also in another group. And 3 of the CDs are sitting in the collection. If you look right under the Jupiter single, we have the single for Billet and Emerald. Then you have the one here for Fuyo Tokyo, which is also part of the story that I'll tell you maybe tomorrow night. And then Scream. It should be noted, by the way, that there are 2 versions of Scream. There's this one and one called Vampire Scream. I just have this one. By the way, when I get really funny, I mentioned Komajio, right? Well, if you look right next to the Scream single, there was the band he was a roadie for when he was first breaking music. Malice Miser. Kind of funny how that works out, isn't it? Speaking of firsts, here's the first idol group I ever listened to break me into Japanese music. This is called Perfume. And over here is the very first single that I ever listened to, Polyrhythm. There is the only full CD that I ever owned from them. JPN. Eventually I'll get more of them. Do you want to see one of the cooler ones? The cooler things I've ever gotten here? Look over here, kids. Straight down. Move these the fuck out of the way. Bottom row. See that? We have the X singles, Art of Life, and Yoshiki. All 3 of these are related because this dude is, first off, he's hella talented when it comes to piano. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, he's like a 30. I'm just saying that now. But He's the leader of one of the most prolific rock bands, ex-Japan, and this is by far one of their best songs ever, right here. Art of Life. If you do not have a copy of this, I suggest what you do is this. You go on Amazon, you find the fucker, and you buy the fucker. Because I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now, first of all, the song is 30 damn minutes, alright? 30 minutes. But it's worth it. You will not be disappointed listening to it. The funniest part about the thing is it's actually sung, a good portion of it's sung in English. Oh, and anybody that's interested, they also performed here in America at Chicago, at I believe it was Lollapalooza. So, definitely check them out. Of course, we also have Utada Hikaru, who, by the way, is doing the theme, I believe, for, Kingdom Hearts 3, if I read correctly on J-Pop Asia. And up there we have Boa, who did, if I remember correctly, one of the themes for Inuyasha. I'm trying to remember which one it is, though. Over here we also have Hitomi Aida, and there is Q. And for those interested, if you've ever seen MMD for that particular single, which is called Kiss Me Aishieto or Kiss Me I Love You, then you know the one I'm talking about with Prussia and Austria. Right? Alright. Now then, I got that out of my system. Do we see exactly where we're going with this and why in some cases I get annoyed? No? Okay, let me try to explain it like this for you then, in case. People that buy the games sometimes, if you don't have the intention of playing them because you spend X amount of money, then don't buy it and let somebody that's going to play the game, that's going to spend that amount of money or maybe less, enjoy the experience. See, that's what you're afraid of. And it kind of bothers me. This collection that I have here, it may have taken me less time to accumulate it than, say, your gaming wall or your game room when you have all your posters and all your whatchamacallits, your arcade machines. But I want you to think about something. And just hear me out on this. I'm not saying you're not passionate about what you do in the gaming community. You clearly are. But sometimes I wonder if you're letting your greed take you over. If somebody wanted to buy one of the CDs that I have, I wouldn't charge them much. I mean, I may charge you maybe a little more for the boxes, as far as the box sets. When I say box sets, what I mean box sets. But I'm not going to charge you too much more than I paid for it, because that would be crooked. And I don't believe in being a crook. I'm not greedy. I want you to be able to enjoy the game. I want you to be able to play the game and enjoy it and have fun with your friends if it's a two-player game. But what I cannot stand ever from the gaming community is, okay, you're going to buy a game and then you're worrying about how much the game is really worth. Why? That's not what the gaming community was ever made. That's not the foundation of the gaming community. We, the Asian music community, we number sixes, we six guns, we descendants of the Rose. We are in our fandoms. We are in the community that we're in for one simple reason: the enjoyment. Do I get somewhat fucked up when I see people acting like, they've never seen a man in their life, when they go, "Oh my god, so and so is on the air," or whatever, and I'm like, okay, whatever. And I do get a little, and I just eye roll like a son of a bitch. But in reality, it's their way of showing their passion. And I honestly wish more of those groups would come here. I can tell you Collegio's been to Los Angeles. I can tell you that L'Arc-en-Ciel has been to New York. I can tell you the BZs, not the BGs, the BZs, have been to Vancouver in Canada. My goal someday is to say I helped. I don't want to say Japan take over the music scene here, but helped more of these bands become popular over here. I want to be able to say that someday Comagio performed at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I want to say someday that I've gotten to see Yoshiki perform live at maybe, what's that place in Philadelphia, the Arts Center, the Living Arts Center, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. I was there once to see Celtic Woman. I know that. Performing Arts, I think it was. I would love to say that every one of the bands that you saw on this floor here, I've gotten to see them at least once. If I somehow, by the grace of God, got the chance to ever go to Japan and meet some of these artists in person, the first thing I would say to them legitimately is, thank you for restoring my faith in music. Thank you for making the music that I have become more passionate about in the past 3 years than I became in about the last 5 here, the 5 before that, in America. Thank you. That's what I would tell them. And I would hope that they would return the thanks. I sometimes think in the gaming community, we forget to thank people. So I'm going to do something right now. If you watch this entire video, I thank you for watching it. I will welcome your opinion, and I will thank you for your opinion. Even if you come off and act like a complete jerk, I'll still thank you for your opinion. Because you see, this community, the community that I live in now, is one that I'm not leaving till I take my last breath. The community that I wanted to get in, it's not for me anymore. Apparently it never was. But I tried. I legitimately tried. But I found out what really part of that community is now. And I'm sickened by it. I really am. And before anybody watches this video and thinks it's like a Scott Lewis rant, no. This video is something that needed to be made because I couldn't stand to see one of my best friends calling me on Skype getting emotional over it. That angered me. Not because he got emotional, because I understood why he got emotional. That's it. And that hurt. I think you people need to go find him, and you need to apologize to him. And I'm not trying to threaten anybody. I just want you to say, we're sorry if you feel this way. We didn't mean for it to come off this way. That's it. Just a simple I'm sorry. May not erase everything, but by God, it may start the process. Alrighty? You have a good night, and be well. I promise you tomorrow night's video will be a lot better. Take care, everyone.